The University of Kentucky has a rich history in sports. Our documentary chose to look at how women's soccer players have a different experience than the football players. We also wanted to understand how they handle such a busy schedule, like balancing academics, relationships, social life, and their sport. It's important that they stick to their schedule.
The football team played their first game in 1881. The last bowl game they played in was the BBVA Compass Bowl in 2010. Mark Stoops has been the head coach for 3 years. Under his direction, the football team has a cumulative GPA of 2.438 for scholarship players. While this is considerably lower than the women's soccer team, it has been raised from when Joker Phillips was head coach. The current head coach of the women's soccer team is John Lipsitz. For each of the 7 years he has been head coach, the team has received the Team Academic Award from the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. The award is given to teams with a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher. The women's soccer team has a GPA of 3.37. Their best season was the 2014-2015 year, with an appearance in the Sweet 16 of the national tournament.
We asked students to name a UK football player and their number. We followed the first question by asking them to name a women's soccer player and her number.
Will you name a boys football player, name and number?
Number 9 is Johnson.
Patty Tolles, 14.
Patrick Tolles, number 14.
Eli Brown, number 32.
No.
Patrick Tolles is number 14.
Jeff Bidette, number 13.
Derek Beatty, 29.
Adrian Middleton, 59 on my chest.
Patrick Tolles, number 14.
Will Jackson, 26.
Okay, Lauren Nemiroff, 6.
Peyton Atkins, 25.
Kelly Novak, 12.
Danielle Fitzgerald, 3. Cool. Okay, so how did you all start playing soccer? Do you remember like your earliest?
Just like Smurfs, like everybody else. Really, like you just start like and rack and just like work their way up, I guess.
We got the chance to sit down with 4 soccer players. 2 of them were freshmen, 1 was a junior, and the final was a senior. The girls offered us insight into what it's like being a D1 athlete and balancing life in general. They explained to us how stringent their schedule was, but how helpful the coaches are to them.
I mean, we get fans out.
Yeah,
There's like people that come out and stuff.
yeah.
I mean, it's the reality. We're not women's soccer.
Yeah.
They get the same publicity as like football and basketball, but like, I mean, it doesn't like hurt me at all.
I didn't go into this thinking I was gonna be like some superstar. Like,
I was honestly surprised by like the turnout that we get.
Yeah,
I thought it would be less than it actually is.
women's soccer is more rushed than the men's soccer.
Yeah.
I think it is too.
Because that's how it was in a lot of high schools. Like,
Right.
people go to the women's soccer games and they go to the
I think
men's.
it depends on the games
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Louisville's a big game for both of us, and a lot of people show up to both of those.
Yeah, those ones are
I
huge.
don't think we could complain though. Like we definitely do things to like bring people out and like.
Yeah, well, I think even like walking around, people ask, like, oh, you play soccer, like just little things like that. So I mean,
Like we have a big like young girl like fan base, so we get a lot of those kinds of fans.
Yeah.
And also like compared to a lot of other sports, like first of all, rifle comes to mind, golf comes to mind, like. They get nobody, so we're like living large.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I guess it's a pretty decent turnout.
It is. We're kind of lucky actually.
Okay, will you name a girls soccer player, name and number?
I don't watch soccer like ever, so I have no idea.
Lauren Nemiroff, number 6.
I can't think of any of their names.
No.
Jackie Delaire, 13.
No.
I don't know any women's soccer players.
But like, I'd say just the football team and basketball team are the most like idols like on campus. Like not
It's
so
more
much
just like
as-
cool to be like, oh, you're an athlete.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
oh, and you're like a football.
No,
No.
not at
Oh, we
all.
already-
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's how our country is kind of. But I'd say
Yeah.
like you hear a lot more people be like, oh, there's a basketball player in my class. They're like, oh my gosh, I have a women's soccer. Yeah, so I don't know.
Student athletes are placed under a hefty amount of stress in their lives, being forced to balance academics with a massive time commitment to athletics as well. According to the Washington Law Review, the lives of student athletes demonstrate that they are essentially controlled by universities. In recent years, the term student athlete has been placed under fire by critics of the NCAA, with many arguing that student athletes are not fairly compensated for their time commitment to their university. Regardless, student athletes are faced with a mighty task in balancing academics and athletics.
Okay, so what's it like playing D1 at UK now?
It's definitely like a lot. Like our schedules are really busy, but it's also cool. Like the people you get to meet.
Yeah,
and
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Like physically demanding, and you have to manage your time, and you have to learn. It's almost a whole new game going into college. You learn all these new things that you never were taught before playing like high school and club. But I mean, it's rewarding, like a lot.
Things like we travel a lot.
Yeah.
Half of our day is taken up with practice and stuff, so then we have classes and everything on top of that. So
Long days.
Yeah, very long days.
So what are your all's favorite things about playing at UK?
The team for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know, like there's like, especially like on the hard days, like that's like what gets you through. Like we're all so close involved through like the good and the bad. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, we haven't even really been
Right,
through the
that's
bad
true.
yet because we're just freshmen. Like, she knows all these things.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
I
just
mean,
used to the
she's like laughing like you don't even know. No, but I think it's like the relationships that we made, and like, I mean, like Fitz is one of the seniors that has got me through this year. Like, it's been very tough, and it's been a really big learning experience, and like just the people that have been supporting us, and just like the relationships we made are just awesome. So
we all like lean on each other for support, and because you need it. We're it's a whole team, and everyone's gonna have their like down days.
Mm-hmm.
Students at UK see our sports teams as a way to get together. We have even coined our own word to describe Saturday football games in the Bluegrass, Catterday. There is no better tradition than cheering on your own team, and every single team here at the University of Kentucky offers a sense of community. Students cherish being able to come together under one commonality, to watch our Cats win. Whether it's the football team, basketball team, women's soccer team, or golf, there is truly no better feeling than winning and supporting our teams even when they lose. Our athletes dedicate their time and effort in order to provide legacy and facilitate a community of support. We learned from the women's soccer team that it doesn't matter if they have 10 people or 1,000 people at their games. What they care most about is playing for the university and continuing in the sport they love. Sports are a tradition and a part of our rich history here at the University of Kentucky.
Why do you like UK sports?
I like UK sports because I like to spend a good cat day with my friends and cheer on the Cats to a big win.
I like going to the soccer games at UK because it brings a bunch of different communities together to support one team.
Go Cats!
I like UK sports because it brings our very large campus together under one common goal:
to win!
I like UK sports because I grew up with it with my family, and it unifies the campus and also integrates us into a larger Lexington culture.
Go Cats!